5:30 a.m. February 24, when Russia invaded, Ukraine launched martial law. This law prohibited men 18 to 60 from leaving the country of Ukraine. And with Ukraine, they could conscript these men to fight. Now, my question is, where is the equality in this? In a world full of calling out sexism and racism and this and that for all the right reasons. In so many cases where if a male and a female go for a job, they should be given the exact same opportunity, and men and women should be given the exact same opportunity in school and everything. I think no reasonable person would ever deny that men and women should be given the equal opportunity for everything. But in this, it is only men who have been forced to stay in the country, to not flee, and that massive bracket of 18 to 60 who could be conscripted to fight and die for this country. And these aren't men who have served. This is just males. If you have an XY chromosome, you are forced to stay and you cannot cross that border into another country. Now, there are some slight deviations from this to do with severe health, to do with some family circumstances, but for the absolute majority, if you have biological gender of a male, you cannot leave. I have seen this through some LGBT groups. I've seen this through some other pages, but absolutely limited, and I search for this stuff all the time. And it has been a very weird thing to see how much on the bandwagon of equality everyone gets when it's, a position of power or something, or education, which I'm for. Fuck it, equality is a great thing. But why have I not seen anyone jump up and down about this? That men cannot leave. Men have to stay and fight for their country. But if you have an XX chromosome instead, you can flee. Change to this is coming actually on October 1st. And this is actually something I wasn't really tracking. And I guess I'm a bit naive not. There was actually an amendment to the order of the Ministry of Defence of Ukraine. So from March 1st, women were given a 6-month grace period for this registration. So that means October 1st, that is when these come into play and when women who meet these criteria will not then be allowed to leave. What I don't know and what they haven't speculated on is what happens to the women who have fled internationally to Europe, whatever, what happens then. Anyway, there was a period of time for women to register, and there was women who are mandatory to register on an approval list of specialties and professions that are relevant for the military. So it's a little bit different, but as of October the 1st, which is in 2.5, 3 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, women who have this may not be able to leave the country in that same age bracket of 18 to 60. Now, is that fair? Well, yes, if anything, it's still not fair. I'm going to read off a part of this. In accordance with the law on military duty and military service and the order of the Ministry of Defence of Ukraine dated 07/02/2022, number 35, amending the order of the Ministry of Defence Ukraine number 313 of October 11th, 2021. So that's when the order was made that they're amending. The acceptance of women to military record will begin October 1, 2022. Women aged 18 to 60 who have no contradictions due to their health, have a specialty or profession related to relevant military accounting specialty, will be subject for registration for a complete list of specialties and professions. See Order of Ministry of Defence. And I've found the order here. Chemistry, biology, telecommunications, radio engineering, software engineering, computer science, earth sciences, geography, physics, astronomy, food technology, provision of troops, weapons and military equipment, public health, industrial, pharmacy, sanitation, dentistry, medicine, taxation, publishing, and psychology. So a woman who registers for the military will be considered conscripted and will be subject to the same rights and obligations as conscripted men. The status of conscript will involve being in the reserves of the armed forces, National Guard, or other military formations. Military registration of women in certain specialties and professions is voluntary until October 1 and mandatory after the end of this transitional period. So the transitional period is in 3 weeks. It's a transitional period to register for that, and after that it is mandatory of women in that. And this raises a whole lot of problems and speculations, and people will have thoughts on both sides of this. You'll have people going from the women should not be conscripted. You'll have also people saying that women should not be in frontline combat roles. I think the Australian Army only opened combat roles being like artillery, armour and infantry for women, I believe, in maybe 2015, 2016. So that is only very recent. And there has now been women come into those roles voluntarily in the Australian Defence Force. But that is, in Australia, is still a very new thing. You're talking 5, 6, 7 years. And I want to know your thoughts on this, that men could not flee when women could flee to safety. And I think that judging that off sex, not of experience, not of whatever, is a bit rich in this day and age. And I'm in many ways a bit of a traditionalist. You can say what you want about that. But I was just giving a quick update that October 1st is when I guess we will see that conscript status come through. And I'm not sure how things will change. I'm not sure if this will change how the forces are at the moment. To actually have any insight on the breakup and makeup of the forces is incredibly difficult. But I thought this was interesting because it was something that was brought to my attention just today, and then I did some research and actually found this was in the works for quite a while now. What was released today was, since we're approaching NATO standards, we're moving towards them not only in weapons but also in military registration. This account is the same for both men and women. This was Defence Ministry lawyer Vladimir Smilka has confirmed today. So I'd like to know what you think of this, and I'll put some links to where I got my information below. Some of these amendments are really hard to read through with the dates and what's happening, whatever. So as I said, they're going to be below because there's dates all over the place, and all these official documents are always very hard to read and sift through and see what's what. And I'm happy, as always, I'm happy to be wrong on anything. I'm not bloody God. So let me know what you think, and I always appreciate talking to you guys, sitting down and putting some stuff out there for you. So have a nice day. I'll see you soon. Cheers.